Plan like a professional, but believe in your goals like a child, because you won't get everything. But if you follow this simple truth, you will get plenty. That's all it takes. You don't need 50 tasks. You need 3 to 5 actions, well planned, that bring you to your monthly goal. And remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And we are here not to wish. I do these talks because I want to build a winning team that can operate in any market. I do these talks because I find inspiration in your growth and because I believe in elevating the real estate industry. We're not here to sell homes. We're here to build a real company with a real team that can change the way people see our profession. A plan is all that stands between you and your potential. Most of the people don't plan their week. They kind of go into it and take it as it comes. They respond, they react, and they wait to be moved. That's what I call the default mode. But the top performers don't work like that. They lead their day through leading mode, and they can only achieve that through planning. Yeah? We're not here just to pass time. We're here to build something. That includes as well your career, your knowledge, your skills, your income. And that's only going to happen in 2 ways, by accident or by planning. And the result's going to be totally different. And what we're going to talk today is not only for sales agents, it applies to everybody, because all of us have routines and goals. So, when does most of the people plan? New Year's Eve, right? They sit down, they reflect, they write down, make a plan, then they follow it for a week, 2, maybe months, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe they even start seeing results, but then they stop. That motivation that was running through the veins on New Year's Eve is long gone. And instead of that, we have routines and distractions. That's why weekly planning is important, because through weekly planning, we can measure and celebrate small wins. We can use the small wins to keep the motivation going. But then we can use the motivation to build the discipline that builds better habits, which builds better results. The habits that you build, good or bad, determine your future. And discipline is one of the strongest assets to achieve anything in life. But the truth is that discipline is not enough. You need a plan. Otherwise, you can't stay consistent. Imagine a circle, okay? So you have the long-term goals in the middle, but by themselves, they mean nothing. If you create the weekly plans that allow you to measure your small wins, celebrate them, which allows you to keep your motivation going, which you use to build your discipline, which you use to build better habits, which create more wins for you, that keeps going the energy for the next week and for better plans, this circle is like an engine. And when that starts running, that's gonna create a better version of yourself. But what does actually planning do for you? Over time, it creates one of the strongest character trait that determines long-term success. It's called industriousness. It's the ability to do what has to be done consistently, and especially when it's hard. And when you one day start operating at this level, you don't need motivation anymore. Actually, industriousness precisely means doing what has to be done without the need of motivation. People that are industrious, they don't need to feel in the right mood to do something. They don't need to feel excited to do something. They don't need to be reminded or pushed. They train their character through action, through strategy, through planning, through routines, and through internal standards. And their circle is much more simpler. Weekly plans, analysis, not celebration, of small wins and failures, discipline, better habits, better planning, better wins. Industriousness is a muscle that you build. And the best way to build this muscle is through micro habits. And weekly planning is the best known form to build the best possible micro habits. Because better planning doesn't just make you do more, it makes you become more focused, more resilient, become the real version that you want to become. And there's more. Your plans affect your goals. And your goals affect you right now. Your goals affect you the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you listen, the way you show up every single day, even if you don't realize it. And it doesn't matter if you have great goals, small goals, goals that motivate you, or no goals. Whatever they are pushing you. So if your goal is just to get by the week, that's what you will get. But if your goals are precise, exciting, motivating, then they will push you like a magnet forward. Remember this. I love this one. Plan like a professional, but believe in your goals like a child. Because you won't get everything. But if you follow this simple truth, you will get plenty. And for sure, you will move always forward with precision and direction. So how do I go from my yearly goals to weekly planning? It's very simple, it only takes 3 steps. First step, take a yearly goal. If you're in sales, maybe it's make 1 million commission, become senior agent. Break that down, step number 2, into 12 important steps, 1 by each month. For example, January, list 4 million in direct properties. February, close my first sale. March, to double the amount of viewings that I did in January, and so on. Step number 3, take 1 month and break it down into weekly planning. And each week, just select 3 to 5 actions, no more, that can bring you to your monthly goal. For example, make 1 listing, convert 5 cold clients into active clients, make a video for 3 of my best clients and listen to this one, improve my negotiation skills. That's all it takes. You don't need 50 tasks. You need 3 to 5 actions, well planned, that bring you to your monthly goal, that then eventually will bring you to your long-term goal. And if you follow this for weeks and then for months, your career starts to shift. Another way to start practicing planning, if you want, just try to plan a better week for yourself next week. Take 30 minutes, Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, and decide on actions that are going to make your week better. What are my top 3 priorities next week that I want to do? What are the top 3 clients that I want to push through this week? What are the actions that I can do to create 3 new opportunities? What is the skill that I want to make better next week? And then block that in your agenda and commit to it and do it. Finish the week, analyze, learn. What did you do? What did you fail? If you've done even 70% of it, you're already moving in a great direction. So I challenge you, at least for 2 weeks, start better planning. Planning will take some of the stress away, because you will know what you're doing when you're doing. And you will push when you have to push and rest when you have to rest. Not by emotion, but by intellect. Because planning is an intellectual skill, and it's a tough one. It's difficult at the beginning. Puts you outside your comfort zone. But as you do it more, you become better at it. And remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And we are here not to wish. We are here to lead, to grow, to raise the standards. We're here to build Drumelia, right? Round of applause, please. And before I finish, I'd like to also explain, especially to the newcomers, why I do these talks. Okay, reason I do these talks is that I want to share what got me to where I am, starting from ways of looking at life to daily habits. I do these talks because I want to build a winning team that can operate in any market. I do these talks because I find inspiration in your growth. These talks are hard for me, they take a lot of time, but I do this because I also find my own growth through these talks, and because I believe in elevating the real estate industry. We're not here to sell homes, we're here to build a real company with a real team that can change the way people see our profession. Remember this. Our mission is to elevate the industry, to innovate, to excel in our service, and all of this starts with our own growth, our own discipline, our own habits, and what we do every single day. And you know what? All of that starts with a plan. Thank you very much.